Just give me 1 more minute. Okay, why is this coming like this? Yes, guys, why it is coming like this?
Hello, sir.
Yesterday we modified the file permission.
Yes, sir.
Now it is fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, so before we continue further, first of all, I would like to know that what are the type of files are there in Linux operating system?
Sir, we have a 7 types of file in Linux system.
Okay, and what are those?
Sir, regular file, directory, link, pipe, block device, character device, or socket.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Tell me one thing. Where can we see these files?
Sir, where can we see this file?
Yes.
Sir, when we sir, we can see multiple places. For example, if we want to see like a directory, so when we create mkdir command, so directory we can create, and this is also a folder. This is a one part. And when we create any like a, file, so we can see the that file symbol is slash. Oh, sorry, क्या बोलते हैं? Dash. That symbol is dash. So where is the dash means like a file. If we like see link file, so that symbol is L. It located. So we can know that this is a link file. So this
Okay.
type of things that we
Now
can
let
see.
me don't worry. So let us say that we need to check what kind of file it is. There is a command. There is a command known as file.
Okay.
There is a command known as file, and we can get to know what kind of file it is.
Sir, your screen is not visible.
I hope I shared my screen. Don't worry.
Okay.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Sounds good. So there was some problem, so I had to reshare it. Otherwise, I have already shared it. Okay, no worries. So there is a particular command to know the type of file, whatever type of file we have. So we can run a command known as file. After that, we need to specify a particular file name. Then we can get to know. Okay, let us say I want to know about a file. Let us say the command is file. It is like bin, or let's say cp. So it will tell us this is executable file on x86 64-bit. Version is this. Dynamically linked interceptor. Where is the particular location of this particular file? Where can you find the details about this? This is the location. What particular module does it use? Everything is visible here, right? Okay. Let us see one more file. Slash bin, or let us say slash sbin. Let us say user add. Right? Okay. Let us say we have one more file. This is directory, sticky directory. Like sticky bit is implemented here, and this is directory. Aside to that, let us say OPT. This is just a directory, no sticky bit applied. Are we clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so when we are talking about that, what are the particular type of files which we have? So we need to go here in / dev. Okay. Here you will get to know multiple type of files. So before that, before we continue or before we move other like ahead some other where, so let us try to run a command ls-larth/root. So every individual file which begins with this particular hyphen, this particular dash, right? Every individual file which begins with this particular dash is known as a regular file, or you can call the data file. Like you can keep your information within this particular file. You can store your data like regular file which we have, maybe configuration file or maybe some other thing which you want to have. You can store within these particular files. And the particular identification mark here is that this file begins with this particular hyphen, or you can call it dash. Okay. Second thing, if you see there is a different color of this particular file, and this is beginning with D for directory. Now, there is a concept in Linux operating system that everything is a file in Linux operating system. Now we need to understand, when everything is a file in Linux operating system, then what is the difference between file and directory? Yes, guys. If everything is a file in Linux operating system, then what is the difference between a file and directory? Ayush.
Sir, file, uh,
Yes, go ahead.
sir, when we type anything else and like a script, sir, actually I have no word how to explain it.
Not to worry. Okay. So we need to understand this particular concept in such a way. Okay. So a file has its own information. A file is associated with an individual inode. This is known as inode. Now, what is inode? The word known as inode. Inode means the physical location of that particular file onto any server. That is known as
I
inode. Okay, let us say if you want to identify what is the physical location of my file on the server, how to check? So we need to run a command ls-li. But files are hidden, so we need to place -a as well. A for are like all type of files. Okay. One more thing. Let us say there are two files coming in like this dot and this dot dot. These two files are also coming in here. If we do not want to see those files, we can place here capital A. Then it will show all the files excluding these two. We can use like capital A here. Okay. So we
So
were
what
talking
is the
about.
role? Sir, what is the role? Both files.
So this represents your current location and this represents your parent directory. Like if I run a command cd dot dot, then I will go on to slash. Now, once again, if I run cd dot dot, I will go nowhere because we cannot go behind this particular. We cannot go beyond this one. That is why. Okay. So if you see here, every individual file is associated with one inode. And what is inode? Inode is a physical location of your data. Inode is physical location of your file on the hard disk. Okay. Now what next? A file does not have information about other files and folders available on the server. Wherein, if you talk about this particular one, like .ssh, now if you are going to create or copy any file inside this particular folder, then it will not only have its own information, but about the files which are stored inside it. For example, so it does not have information about this particular file only .ssh, but it also informs that there is a particular file created inside this particular folder. Like you can call a directory has information about other files and folders available on the server wherein a file does not have.
Yes, sir.
So, like how do we explain it? A folder is a, or you can call the directory. A directory is a special kind of file which have its own schema, which holds the information about other files and folders, like it has its own metadata. Now, what is metadata? Data of data is known as metadata,
Okay.
right?
Data of
So
data.
directory
Yes, sir.
has its metadata wherein a file does not have. Are we clear with that?
Yes, sir. So, sir, when we deleted any directory, so, sir, physical inode is available on my operating system.
So ideally linking gets broken up, but yes, the inode remains.
So, sir, we can we create can we
We can, like,
create?
it is a lengthy process, but if you are trying to ask that can we recover a deleted file, yes we can.
Okay.
But that is not like that easy that we can recover a deleted file. That takes a lot of hard work and effort in order to recover a deleted file from Linux operating system. But yes, technically it is possible that we can recover a deleted file.
Or with the help of inode.
Yes, with the help of inode.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now let us talk about, so we have talked about two different kind of files. First of all, it is file which begins with this hyphen. Second one is directory which begins with D. These others are file permissions. Do not worry about it. Right now we are talking about the particular type of files which we have in Linux operating system. Because as per the thumb rule, everything is a file in Linux operating system. So what are the different type of files and what are the use cases of these files? Now, in order to see the type of file, we need to go inside /dev directory. So what do we see here? Just run this command ll and ls-l, both are same command. This is like ll is the alias of this particular command. Okay, let us go back. So okay, right now if you see here, there is a particular file known as autofs. Now if you see, there is a different kind of character written here. This is written as C. Now if I run a command which we have already discussed about, like file command. Now what does it say? Character is special. If you remember, we were talking about etc pass library file, ASCII, ASCII text file. Then after we talked about /bin/ this is executable file, right? Then after we talked about user command, right? So this is also executable file available at this location. ELF at what particular bit it works, what kind of architecture does this particular command support, is stripped. Every information is available. Now, when we
Sir,
are talking about, yeah.
sir, like file bin users, this is a executable file. So, sir, what is the meaning of
These are
ASCIT?
like this means this is just a particular file holding normal text file. Normal text is it is holding. It is not executable. It is not a command. Like ls is a command.
Yes, sir.
Users is a command.
Yes, sir.
I must say file itself is a command.
Yes, sir.
So these are executable files, executable commands.
Okay.
And this is not executable command. That's what it's showing like sky text.
Okay, sir. So, sir, like that type of files who hold only information, this is that type
Sky.
of file. Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, if we talk about like AutoFS, this is character special. Now, if I try to read the data from this particular file, what does it say? Invalid argument, because this is character special file. We cannot read any input from here. Are we clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. After this, let us talk about some other kind of files. Let us say we have here character special directory. We have seen, okay, this is the particular L for link. Like
So, sir,
shortcut.
what is the use of character file?
Like, okay, we can utilize character devices or character files in order to print our output onto that particular system.
Okay.
For example, if I run a command tty dev pts0, this is the particular file coming in. This is also character special file. Right?
Yes, sir.
So character special files are usually utilized in order to print the output of any executed command.
Okay, sir.
Are we clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move ahead. So we were talking about link file. Let us talk about this one. So this is beginning with L, right? What is the file name? Core. Now, what does it say? Symbolic link to which particular file? /proc/kcore. This is a particular symbolic link to /proc/kcore file. It means this itself is not a file, but a link to some another file. And the particular location of that file is given here. Are we clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if we talk about, there is a special kind of file, like another file which we have after this L. Yeah, this one. Let us go inside /run.
Yes, sir.
So if you see, there is a particular file which is starting with S. This file is starting with S.
Yes.
So if I run a command here, the command is file. This is socket. Right? These are not a socket file. So there will be homework for you guys. Tomorrow I'm going to ask you what is use case of socket and what is use case of this P. There is a particular kind of file which is beginning with P. P for Punjab.
Pipe. P for pipe.
This is known as named pipe.
Okay.
This is going to ensure that whatever information is coming first, that should be processed and should go out first. FIFO. First in, first out. This is known as FIFO model.
Okay.
What is FIFO?
FIFO.
What is use of FIFO?
First come, first out.
First in, first out. Like this is kind of lining module. Whatever information is going to come first, that will be processed, and like system is going to ensure that should go out first. Like no preference. This is known as named pipe. Right?
Okay. So sir, real case uses क्या है इसका? What is the real case of?
Okay, let me tell you. That's what I said. Like, this is your homework for tomorrow.
Okay.
What are the type of file do we have? First of all, it is beginning with this hyphen, and these are going to be regular file, regular/data file. Second one, if it is beginning with D, what does that mean?
Directory file.
Directory or a folder.
Yeah.
If it is beginning with L, it is going to be symbolic link, or you can call that shortcut. If it is beginning with what? C.
Character files.
If it is beginning with S,
Socket.
socket. If it is beginning with P,
Pipe. Named pipe.
very good. Okay, one more file is still remaining, which we need to see here. And the file here is, let us say, if we go to like previous directory, we can use a particular command known as cd and then hyphen in order to go to our previous working directory. Usually, what do people do? Let us say cd dot dot, or cd then define the particular file name, right? So if we need to jump between two directories, let us say if I need to go back to /run once again, I can use the same command once again. So cd hyphen is utilized in order to go back to your previous working directory. Cd hyphen or cd dash, whatever you want to call it. Okay, there is a particular file which is beginning with B. So how do we identify that? Run the command file. Block special. These are known as block devices. It means, what are block devices? So wherever we can store our information. Okay, for example, where is this information stored? Let us say I want to say, okay, I want to see my mount points, like where I can store the data, right? So these are the mount points where I can hold the information. So wherever you see that we can store some kind of information onto the particular server, where can we store the information? Let us say it could be your hard disk, your pen drive, your CD-ROM, your DVD-ROM, or maybe floppy drive. Wherever you can store the data, those devices are considered to be as block special device, or block devices, or block file, you can call that, right? So these files are beginning with B, and these are known as block. Block special. So what are, like, how many type of files do we have, guys?
7.
7, right? And these are
Regular. Yes, sir. Regular file, directly, symbolic, character, block device, socket, or named file.
yes, very
Named
true.
pipe.
So regular file, it means where we can store data, or no, you can call that data file. And like if you read the particular system information, then this will show ASCII. ASCII text. This kind of information you will see on server side. Let me show you once again. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why we are discussing about these kind of files available on the server? Because see, today we are going to discuss about file permissions. Okay. So what kind of permissions do we need? Or what are the kind of permission which we can apply onto any file? So we need to understand that very clearly. Let us say if I run a command ll and after that I define here etc shadow. So there is no permission on this particular file. The best example to take in order to understand the file permission set. Okay. As a root user, because root is considered to be super admin, this user can read any kind of information from this particular server. Whether the particular file has read permission or not, but super user can definitely do that. Okay. Now let us create a file inside /temp, right? rm-rf. Let's remove everything from here. ll-la. Let us remove this as well. rm-rf dot font dot ic dot x11. Okay, now we are going to create a file here. Touch, let us say test file. Now we are going to put some data inside it. This is for testing file permission. If I read this particular file, so guys, as we are pretty much aware of it, that cat file is utilized in order to read the data of any file. And if we want, we can utilize this particular symbol like redirection symbol in order to put some data into a file. Otherwise, we have VI editor, we have VIM editor, multiple editors we have. Okay, so when we create this any kind of file, so at that moment, some default permissions are applied to it. Now, guys, when we call, some default permissions are applied. So where it is defined that what kind of permission will be applied as default. How it is defined that what permission set will be applied, will be applicable for any individual file. Yes, guys, your inputs.
Sir, by default.
Yes, by default.
Sir, umask value.
Very true. So umask here is 0, 0, 2, 2. What does that mean? Whenever we create a particular file, keep this thing in mind, guys. Right now, we are going to talk about umask value.
But sir, before it, I have a question.
Yeah, go
Sir,
ahead.
how is possible etc shadow is running because they don't have any permission?
Okay. So etc shadow is a particular file which is maintained by some RPM. Let me show you. There is a particular RPM known as setup. This particular setup RPM comes, or this particular file comes with multiple different modules, wherein it is ensured that whenever, okay, let me show you. If you see this particular file, there is a particular special permission known as X, like S. Do you see that here?
Yes, sir.
What is the meaning of this S?
Super permission for root user. मतलब extra privilege.
Yes, you are right. Extra privileges. So whenever any user executes the command known as passwd, so by default, at the time of this command execution, that user by default gets the rights as an equal to root only for this particular command. And because root user is considered to be owner of this particular file, and root user can modify any file whether the particular file has any permission set on it or not. As I told you, like etc shadow is a particular file where no permission is set. Also, let us say if I want to set the password for user root, I can do that. So if I want to see like what is the particular like timestamp available here, April 8, and this is the time, April 9, and this is the time. right? So how is this happening? Because this particular command bin passwd has special permissions known as SUID, right? Others can execute, cannot write on this particular file. Group can execute, not write on this particular file. So guys, why there are three set of permissions? So we need to understand that there are three kind of permissions which we can apply or which we can set onto any particular file or folder in Linux operating system. Now, what are the permission set? So the very first permission here is which is known as read. In symbolic way, we define it as R, but Linux operating system allows us in order to define the particular value in numeric way as well. So the particular value of this particular permission is 4. Now the second type of permission here is write in symbolic way or in alphabetical order. We write it W, and the numeric value here is 2. Then after, if we talk about that, what is other permission? That is known as execute, alphabetical X, and numeric value is equal to 1. So if we have to define all the three permission like read, write, execute, then this will become 7. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, the file and the directory have different meaning of execution. Such as, if we want to execute any file, like we want to run any file as a command, so that particular file needs execution permission. Okay, one more thing let me do. See, I have created a particular folder here, or you can call the directory, because just before some time we try to understood that directory and folder are the same thing. These are just naming convention. In Linux, we call it directory. In Windows, we call it folder. Right, guys? So if you see, there is a kind of permission known as X. Over here, there is a permission known as X. So right now we understand, okay, there are three sets. First set, second set of permission, and third set of permission. Are we clear with that? Now, the very first set of permission is defined for the owner of this particular file. So guys, if I need to define this particular here, so the very first one, the very first permission set is defined for owner of the file. The second set is defined for group of the file, and third set is defined for, okay,
Others.
this is user, or you can call that owner of the file. This set is defined for
Group and another.
group, and last set is defined for others. So now there is a particular concept of UGO. UGO, users, group, and others. This becomes a particular concept for defining file permission on a particular file. So if we go here, who is user or who is owner of the file?
Root.
Root. Who is group of the file?
Root.
And let us say that there are a couple of other users which are created onto this particular server. Let us say etc passwd. So there is a user known as Natasha, Thomas, David, EC2, and rest of all users except root. These will be considered as others onto this particular server, right? Okay. Now, how do we modify the permission on any file? There is a command known as chmod. Like change mode. Mode of what? File permission. Now define the permission set. Let us say I want to define 750 onto demo file. File means that directory. So right now we have defined 7 permission for owner of the file, 5 permission for group of the file, and 0 permission, it means nil permission for others. Now, if I logged in as Natasha and I am trying to change my directory inside demo, then it is saying permission denied. Why it is so? Because if you see, Natasha is being treated as others for this particular folder, and that is why it is saying permission denied. Okay. I'm going to say 7, 5, 6. Now, what is the meaning of 6, guys?
The read or write permission.
Okay. Does this particular folder have execute permission for others?
No execute.
No.
Permission denied. I'm not able to do anything inside the directory. Why it is so? Because for a directory, execute permission means that you can change your location inside the directory. It means you can access that directory. You can log into that directory. Right? For a file, execution means to run that particular file as a script or as a command. For directory execute means you have rights to change your location inside the directory. Okay. Once again, I'm going to define chmod. Okay, I need to change from David to root. Chmod, now what? 755. Even I am not going to define write permission for others, but yes, I'm going to define execute permission. Now, once again, su David cd demo. So did you understand that particular concept? Like if we are trying to change a directory, then we need to have execution permission. We need to have execute permission on that particular directory. For a file, if I want to, let us say, there's a particular script, we can define that. Well, just a moment. Yes, guys, sorry, there was a call. So what we are talking about here is that we can define these set of permissions. So, okay, let me ask you one thing. So, for example, if I want to define this permission set, like I want to define read and execute for honor, what permission do I need to define? Read and execute.
Owner, sir.
Yes, honor.
500.
Okay, I want to define read, write, execute for group.
7.
I want to define only read permission for others.
4.
And then the file name. Just see the situation here. Only reading permission for user, read, write, execute for group, and only read for others. So I that we are very much clear that how do we handle the file permission on any file. Are we clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Any questions so far?
Can we give 000, sir?
Yes, why not? No permission.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, we cannot go inside this file.
See, file is not a directory where we can change our location. Where other files and folders are stored, we cannot change location to that particular file. We can change our location. We can make any directory our working directory.
But I think the question is, I think we can read the file.
No.
As
The
we are
question
a
is not
root
that read
user
the
right now.
file. He's trying to ask, can we change the location? Can we go inside it? One more thing. Yes, based on your suggestion, definitely I would like to say something here. That we can read the information of any file. For example, there is no permission on this particular file. Still, I can read the particular data of this file because I am super user. I'm working as root user. But yes, let us see if I change my location. If I change the user from root to David or maybe some other user, then definitely it will say permission denied. Now, let us say I want to give only read permission to others. Chmod. And guys, one more very fantastic way is here in order to define the permission set. So if I want to give permission to others, only read permission. So how do I do? Only read permission, and that is also for others only.
400.
00 and 4. Because others will come at the last. Right?
Yes, sir.
Just read permission only to others. Okay. SU. File is readable now. Okay. One more thing I would like to define here, such as that I want to define read and write permission to group only. Then what to do?
060.
No.
We have to give all permission.
I want to define just read and write permission for group. And whatever permissions are available right now, I do not want to touch upon those.
060.
Very good. If we define 060, then this particular permission will go away. So what I said here is that I do not want to touch upon existing permission. So it should be 064. Right?
Yeah.
One more thing, let me tell you. So when we do not want to modify any other permission, then there is some other condition as well, which we can use with chmod command. We can define the permission with alphanumeric. How? Like symbolic permission we can define. So if you remember that, we defined here W, we defined here X, we defined here R, right? Moreover, we defined here UGO, user group others, we defined that here, right? We understood UGO concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let us do it that way. So what did I say? I do not want to touch upon existing permission set, but I just want to give write privilege to others. Oh, sorry, group. So I will define a G equal to read write. G for group. Test file. As simple as that. So I need not to worry about that. What is the existing permission set? For example, one more thing. Whatever is the current permission set we have, I want to add write permission for others. So the command here is chmod.
G equals to 4.
No. O.
Yeah, other side.
O plus what permission I want to add? Write onto this file. Right? O plus W. Now, one more thing. There are three symbols which are usually seen here. O equal to means set to this. Remove all already assigned permissions and set to this particular permission set. O equal to others. If I run this particular command, see the difference. Earlier, I added this command and it added read and write both. But right now, I have executed this command O equal to W. Then it means others will have only write permission. Read permission will go away. If I define here plus then it will add only. It will not override existing permission set. It will add to existing permission set. Okay. Now, plus and equal to we have seen. Now there is one more thing, minus. So for example, I want to remove write permission from others. So how can I do that? O minus write, like subtract write permission for others on this particular file. Are we clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I have a situation. I want to define read, write, execute permission for honor. So how do I define O is equal to
Read,
R2
write,
X?
yes, sir.
Yes. Use a like separator, comma. G is equal to, I want to define only read and write permission for group, and I want to define only read permission for others. So see, we need not to worry about that what kind of permission set we are going to have, or which we have already applied onto this particular file. So whatever you have wish,
Sir,
whatever is
sir,
your requirement, you can go in a single way.
yes, sir. First one is user.
Yeah.
You.
First one is owner of the file.
Okay.
Owner group.
Owner or user, you can call that.
Okay.
So
Middle
will
one is group.
yeah.
And
Yes, we are mentioning O on both part. So will it, it is understood by the file system that it is the first which we are sharing.
I'm not going to execute these commands. I just
Achha.
want to explain it. So over here, definitely you will come because the concept goes with UGO, user, group, and others. So usually, what do we call owner of the file, not the user of the file? That's what I was trying to explain the concept of this particular. Like first of all, we will define owner, then
Yes,
group, then others. Otherwise, yes, you rightly said it that we need to define here user, group, and others.
yes, sir.
So here, user will have read and execute, group will have read write, and others will have only read permission. See, what is the permission does this user have?
Read, write, execute.
As we mentioned in the command. What is the permission set defined for group?
Read, write.
And what is the permission set defined for others?
Only read.
Yes. So this is how we work with chmod command. Now guys, what we have understood today, the type of files which are available on the operating system. Second thing, how do we change the permission of any file? What is use case of a specific permission type? Like for example, if I want to execute this particular file as a command, then I need to define execute permission here. But if I want to like go into any directory, then we need to have execute permission on that. If execution permission is not there, although you have read write, then system will not permit you to log into the directory with the help of cd command. Are we clear with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One more thing. Let us say, as a root user, I have created this particular directory. Now I want to change ownership of this particular file or this particular directory. There's a command on it, chown. Chown, like change owner. Who is going to be next owner? David on this directory. Okay. Now let us say I want to change group. chgrp, change group. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
One more thing, very interesting thing I want to tell you. Although that is not required to know, but though even just for a trick, just for fun, I would like to tell you that we can change ownership and owner of the file with the help of same command, chown. For example, I want to define Tom as user and sales as group. Oh. Why this happened? Because user Tom does not exist. Clear?
Yes.
Moreover, for example, I just want to change the group, not the user. I can run it like this. On the second section, let us say I want to define here HR. So it will change only group. So this delimiter defines if we are utilizing, let us say, username and group name both. For example, if I want to define only group, this user, or you can call the file owner we want to modify, then we are going to define here ch on. The group name will come after this delimiter and username will come before this delimiter. So if I want to change only owner, I can run like this. So rather than remembering two different commands like user mode and change mode, change owner and change group, we can execute the requirement or like ownership of user and group with the help of ch on command only. Ch on command can help you to change ownership and group of a file, wherein like you have a specific command ch on for changing owner of a file, or you can call that user of a file. chgrp is a dedicated command to change group of a file, wherein you can use ch on command to execute your requirement like change owner and group of a file, maybe only group of a file, or maybe only owner of a file. Are we clear with that so far?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
Sir, can you tell me real scenario like when we change like a own company in
Okay, very
company?
good. So tomorrow we are going to discuss about special file permission. So during that time, I will definitely let you know that what are the use cases of these permissions.
Okay, sir.
But tomorrow, like for sure, tomorrow we are going to discuss about special file
Yes, sir.
permission.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so very much for joining in.
Thank you, sir.
And
Thank you so
then see you
much.
tomorrow.
That was great session, sir.
Okay. Any feedback for the
Thanks.
session, guys?
It was awesome as always. The detailed description about the files and types and the permissions.
Okay. Thank you so very much for kind words. So
Thank you.
then see you tomorrow. And happy Navratras, by the way.
Same
Happy
to
New
you,
Year.
sir. Thank you, sir.
And I hope it is New Year, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it is a new year today.
Navvarsh ki
Happy New Year
hardik
as well.
shubhkamnaएं.
Yeah. धन्यवाद आपको.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you, sir. Same to you, sir.
Bye bye. Take care. God bless you all.